Hello, everybody. Welcome. Almost Famos, epic podcast. I'm your host, Travis. And on today's episode, we got guests, baby. In the flesh, double vaccinated. So close you could almost touch them. We had Maddie Kirby and Luke Robinson of Robinson Kirby on today's episode, and it was so fun. It's been so long. Haven't been able to have guests. They are friends of mine in our mutual friend network, and I've just always been a fan of their music. We're at similar stages in our music career, and it was just cool to just kind of see how they tackle the same problems as I tackle. Also try to see if they're as broken as I am. Turns out they're not. Turns out they're a lot more put together, which was unfortunate to find out. But it was just nice. It was nice to talk about people kind of going through the same thing. Maybe this episode makes you reconsider your pursuit of the arts, or maybe it makes you like us even more because, you know, it's not all sunshine and orgies. It's a very tough path. So anyway, check them out on Instagram. I'm a huge fan of their music, like a genuine fan. It's all over my Spotify. I listen all the time. It's Robinson Kirby Music on Instagram, Robinson Kirby, anywhere you listen to music. We'll get into this episode, and we hope you enjoy having guests back on the show. Let's go. Na-na-na-na-na-na.
I'm almost famous. Chill out, mom, I'm doing it my own way. I'm almost famous. I'll freak off, dad, I'll make my money someday.
Hello.
Hello.
Caw-caw.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Those are looking good.
Nice waveforms.
Hey.
Hey, I think you guys, like, we're going to be talking at, like, this level.
Yeah, I'm going to get more.
I guess mine's pretty quiet.
Yours is kind of quiet.
What the fuck?
Gotta get a cloud lifter on that.
Okay.
When I laugh, it goes louder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Look at us.
Look at us. It's symmetry.
Should I look at you or?
Okay, you guys only look at me, like the whole podcast, like this.
Don't even blink.
No, don't have to look anywhere.
Yep.
Like 50 people watch the YouTube, so there's only 50
It's
there.
important to have the YouTube.
That's a decent amount actually. So people are gonna watch this one.
People are gonna watch this.
It's I'd say.
I feel like.
What? You think you're still light?
Okay.
No,
there we
you're
go.
good.
There we go.
That's good. Logic. The waveforms in Logic are really small.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what they say about small
It's
waveforms?
deceptive.
Quiet voice.
It's okay if it's Logic.
We're going to turn the mic up. Anyway, we're on the podcast. You don't have to worry about an intro because I do an intro after. Like, after you guys leave, and then I can shit talk and be like, yeah, you know, how Joe Rogan does it.
Exactly.
My North Star. Anyway.
Oh, God.
We're on Almost Famos. We're 3 rock stars on a podcast.
We are.
What are we going to talk about?
Good question.
Music. We could probably talk about music.
Life.
Maybe music.
Yeah.
Jams.
Jams.
Or no. Not
Anyway,
anymore.
I've already introduced you, so like I don't have to like reintroduce. But this is Robinson Kirby, formerly Mads and Luke. So if you know their first and last names now from that, because they just did the old switcheroo.
You have the full picture now.
And I'll tell how I figured out who you guys were. I'll start it off just to get things kind of rolling.
Cool.
I don't know. I know I wasn't searching for it, so I don't know how I ended up seeing this, but maybe it was a Facebook or like a mutual friend reposted or something, but I stumbled across a video completely not knowing who you guys were, and it was Will I Ever Find a Way? That live one you did way back on YouTube.
When we're sitting on the couch.
I don't know how many years ago that is.
Oh my God.
And I fucking was digging it. And I was like, whoa. And I immediately was like, I started got my guitar out, and I was like trying to cover it, and like that's a good sign, I think.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. I still hadn't put 2 and 2 together that you was you, and you was you, because technically I know like pretty much everyone around you.
Yeah.
So I just was like sick, vibe to it. I don't think I told anyone else. And then like it could have been a year, could have been 2 years. I don't know time. It's just like you guys got introduced to me as like a band or something, and I was like, I think I've seen a video of them, like once upon a time. I was like, Mads and Luke, yeah. And then I went back and I tried to find it, and I found the video, relived it. And I was like, yeah, Mads and Luke. And then I was like, Luke Robinson. I was like, you look just like my buddy Trevor Robinson. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
And you were like, that's my brother.
No, I was like, you look like Travis.
You knew exactly who I was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a problem in my brain.
Yeah.
It's hit my head too much at itis, too many concussion sauce. But I didn't know. I just didn't put two and two together. Luke Robinson, I had the whole name. I knew who you were. Growing up, me and your brother were like probably the tightest friends you could be until high school, I'd say.
Really? Aw.
Yeah, and they look almost identical.
Wait, where did you go to No.
Besbro.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the age difference?
Between us, 3 years.
That's not that much.
No.
So we would go to your house all the time. Their house, like their old house. I don't know how long you guys have been dating. They're dating, by the way, everyone out there. So it's not just a creative partnership.
We'll get into that.
Oh, that's a tea.
Yeah.
Breaking
how's the sex
news.
life? No, I'm kidding.
Breaking.
The
Scoop.
They had this house right up the street from, like a block from ours, and we're at that age where there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to really party. It's like you got parks, and then you got Trevor's house.
Park jams were great though.
Because they had this like apartment. They had this like apartment in the like a finished basement that had like a whole like separate apartment. So we would go down there and not bug anyone, and like that's where the parties would go down. I won't get into details in case your parents, are listening. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
Smart.
The Robinsons. How's your brother doing?
He's great. Yeah.
I haven't seen him in so
He's
fucking
engaged.
long. Well, Trevor, congrats.
He's engaged. Congratulations, Trev.
Congrats, Trevor.
That's right.
And
He has a dog.
okay, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's doing well.
I have things too, Trevor.
He has a job.
I have many things, Trevor. All right, it's not a competition. All right. Anyway, yeah. So I thought that was a funny story. What up, Trevor? It's been so long, man. We used to hang out all the time. I love him.
Well, he's got to see this. We got to
He's
show
gotta
him
see
this.
this
We
for
got to
sure.
show this.
And then you, I loosely know of you just through like everyone. Like your brother's friends, I think, with Robbie.
Yep.
You personally are friends with a whole group of girls that I know.
Yep. Yeah. We just, it's a small world.
It's a very small world. But I genuinely liked your music, and it's a different genre. You guys are like, how would you guys call it? Like folk?
Yeah, folk, indie, rock.
It's
Singer,
hard,
songwriter.
It is
It is
hard.
That's a struggle.
I don't know. These days, it's hard to just say you're one genre.
Well, like I'll put obviously everyone listening that doesn't know who you are, like I'll put at the end of the pod, or I'll put like a little video or one of your favorite things, because we will talk. You just put some songs out and all that, so we'll give that some hype. Also, speaking of hype, True History, just give a little shout out. Great, excellent beer.
Best beer.
Really good.
The genre you guys are in is not typically my genre. Like when I listen, I would have almost no like folk chill rock songs. I would come across like maybe the odd like Casey Musgraves,
Right.
or the odd like Angus and Julia Stone, but they're still even more like synthy and indie.
Yeah.
I think you guys like are a little bit even further away from that. And from that first song, I obviously begged you guys to like release it. And I was like, put out a thing. Like I want the real version. And then I think River's End, Summer Days, or that Summer Days is my song.
That's your song.
Summer of Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's one more, Trevor, that you're the lead singer of. That
Trevor.
Huh?
Luke.
Luke.
No, that happens all the time.
You're the lead singer of that. When I watch you guys play at the Rivoli, can I give an extra special shout out to your bass player?
Yes. Harrison Lenz.
Harrison Lenz.
That guy is a time. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I'm watching you guys and I'm enjoying you guys, and I just can't stop looking over at him, and he's just like,
He really.
Yeah, we have to get him to stop, but
Yeah.
tone it down.
He's taking the spotlight.
No, but it's great though. He journeys to another dimension when he's slapping the bass, and
It's pretty amazing.
it's
to
great
watch.
to have that enthusiasm.
But
It's great when you're on stage with him too, and I can,
Yeah.
especially if Luke's singing lead, I can just turn to Harrison.
do you guys
and jam
really?
with
Do you guys
him.
ever like rock out?
Yeah.
I mean,
think
our version of rocking out
It's
is not that
Mhm.
jamming,
rocking out, but
right?
What before we get into
yes, yeah.
before we get into your origin story, what was your first encounter with, like, obviously I know Trevor or fucking Luke from way back from Trevor. I don't know. Like you guys, Trevor, when he was younger, looks exactly like how I remember Trevor, because I haven't seen him in a long time, looks exactly like how you look to a degree. You went to Mediba too, right?
Yeah, Mediba.
Fucking,
Shout out to Mediba too.
you know
Yeah.
Mediba?
You were the
I've been to Mediba.
That's-
I went to visit because their other brother, Mitchell, used to work there.
he got really big into Mediba.
You have
our
another
younger
brother?
Yep,
Yeah. Looks nothing like him.
Mitchell.
What the
He
fuck?
looks like he could be my brother, not your brother.
He's more white looking.
Very blonde. too.
Yes. Can I tell a Trevor story?
Of course.
Do it.
This is the truth, and this is something I still think about all the time, Trevor, and I don't really know how to feel about it. So we're on the playground. We're very young. It's got to be grade 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And I'm just out there, and Trevor walks up, and he's like, "Hey, man," he's like, "Do you want to try this candy?" It's like, "Yeah, Trevor. Yeah, best friend Trevor. Absolutely, I'd love to try this candy. It's about that big. It's red in color. Kind of looks like a chili, but I don't know what a chili is
Oh no.
because I'm a grade 1 or 2." And he's like, it's like a little candy. So I'm like, "Thanks, Trevor." I put it in my mouth. I start chewing it. I've never had a spicy food in my life. I'm Irish. Like I eat mayonnaise on things. I hadn't even tried hot sauce yet. I'm in grade 1 or 2. I immediately like die. Full like run inside crying. I spent the entire next period at the water fountain just running water into my mouth. And that's a true story. And I still think about that. When every time your name, Trevor's name comes up, I'm like, huh. Like obviously our friendship continued after that. And you know, it blossomed and he never deceived me again.
Wow.
But that one deception.
You never got him
lasted-
back?
How?
Yeah, no, that's memorable.
Yeah.
And
He said your grandma used to grow them.
Yeah, that just came back to me now that you said that.
Wow.
But she did, and she made like hot sauce and stuff
Mhm.
with them.
You know what my grandma made?
Toast.
Chicken pies. You know, like spaghetti and meat sauce, or no, like those little like curly noodles and meat sauce. No heat.
Yeah.
It was probably, I honestly scarred me from hot stuff for a very long time. I thought I couldn't handle it. Maybe I still can't.
Yeah, she's from the Caribbean, so she's
You ever
from
put one of
Guyana.
those chilies down?
If the one that he did, I think that I'm thinking of a worry.
Yeah, I think it's a worry.
Like yay big? I don't remember. It was a
It's
long
Kinda
time
hot.
looks
ago.
like
It's
a
like
Scotch
if
bonnet,
if
but-
you know what a Scotch bonnet, how hot that
It's a
is.
bit
That's about
rounder.
as hot as that, which is really hot, especially for
It was the
how old
Scoville.
you were.
It was like, how long were periods back in the day? Like an hour?
Yeah, 45 minutes or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
50 minutes.
I spent the entire period at the water fountain, just running water on my tongue and crying.
Oh my god.
You know, and like people
That's
would
really
walk
mean.
by. I'm like, fuck off. I gotta turn my mic down a little bit. I'm getting excited. So anyway,
Okay.
so how did you guys like first? How did you first realize that I was in like your similar social circles and rocking out all the same?
I don't know.
I think we were at a party once, and I think you did the same thing where you went up to Luke and you were like, or I think we were talking,
Mm.
and I think we had just met that night too, and Luke was there, but he was talking to some other people, and you were like, that guy looks like this guy I really know. Is that Trevor? And I was like, that's Luke.
That's Luke. It's his own
I
person.
can see, but I was like, what the fuck? How do you know Trevor? What's going on? And then it all came out. And then I think we got introduced because our mutual friends were like, oh, you guys are both musicians. You should chat.
But then I'm trying to figure out when we pieced like that I knew your song from before and then all that. But I've been to a
I
few
think
of
it
your
was
shows.
that night. I
don't
remember
even
you
remember
saying,
that.
like, I saw that video of you. And I remember saying to my friends after, like, whoa.
That was.
I feel pretty sick right now.
That-
Like, this random guy that I just met was like, I saw this old video of
The
you.
algorithm gave it to him.
something happened.
Thank you,
Well, we
algorithm.
could talk about because I don't know where you guys are at in like your like, what's the word, like societal music success, but I feel like we're in like a similar stage of our music careers. So let's get into it. I want to know, everyone that's listening to this podcast knows everything about me because I did it alone for a year, and I just literally stare into this camera. Like my last episode, I didn't even post it yet. My last episode, I just stared into the camera and I just tell embarrassing thoughts, and like I just stare it down and I'm like, I'm gonna get successful, this is gonna happen, this
what you gotta do.
And then I talk about my year playing like video games and being in the depths of like depression and all that. It's been a journey, but so everyone listens know that. But for you guys, old-fashioned style, when did you guys meet?
We would have met prior to attending college together, which was Berklee College of Music. There was a party for not for students,
like prospective students and alumni.
Yeah, but we
That
had
are
already got
Canadian.
in. It was very close to when the actual when we went down to Boston to start being in. To start going to school there.
Can I throw in a not a big deal? Berklee College of Music, not a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we met before, just then. So we technically met in Toronto, although the funny thing is we saw that after the fact that we had lived very close to each other and definitely knew
You from
people.
Leaside as well?
I'm from Moore Park. I grew up in Moore Park.
Hell
but
yeah.
like we took the 88 bus home.
Oh
same
yeah,
bus.
with the Bob Rumble crew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And,
All good
I
times.
mean, we have so many mutual friends too. We went to the same park parties. Shout out
You're
to
the
Gundy
same
Park.
exact age?
Yeah.
So you're going into first year Berklee together.
Yeah.
And you met at this party.
We met at this party. We met Harrison Lenz, our bass player, at the party. A couple, our friend Natasha, our friend Jesse, like our best
You
friends.
met your entire crew at that one
Tilio.
party.
Literally. Attilio. Yeah. They're all amazing
Yeah.
musicians too.
And you made no
Yeah.
new friends. I mean, it's Berklee.
I mean, I think when we got there, we all sort of gravitated toward each other and would see each other in the hallway and be like, "Hey, Canada!" And
That was, they were all Canadian. Yeah,
They were
right.
all
'cause they're
Canadian.
Yeah, that's before. I was
so
in
that was
Toronto.
basically it. And then
So you guys
we
went
started
all the way
hanging
to
out.
Boston
Yeah.
in a music college, and you just met a bunch of people from where you're from and hung out with them the whole time and made a band with them.
Yeah.
No, yeah, kind of.
We made some other friends.
No, but we did make other friends too.
I don't
But if
believe
you want
it.
to simplify it, yes.
It was pretty cool, actually. Like, a lot of our friends are from all over the world. Like, one of my best friends from Iceland, one of our other best friends from London. It's just one of the most international schools in the States, so that was fun. But yes, we did end up having a lot of Canadian friends.
And how long
Yeah.
is that program?
4 years.
4 years. So it's like normal. Do you guys live in like a residence the whole time? You get a house? Like, what's the deal? Is it like regular? I went to Western for reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's different. I mean, there's a thing about Berklee, especially in the past, but now too, because also I think part of the reason why is because it's so ridiculously expensive. But some people don't go. So you hear of people going, 2 semesters, 3 semesters, 1 year, 2 years.
They get their fill
don't-
just to say that they got in.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I'm a musician. I don't need college.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's that. But technically it was a 4-year thing. So yeah, you were in residence.
I was in residence for first year, and then I moved. I was in a bunch of apartments.
What's
so many apartments.
Boston is
So
like.
many.
So many rat infested apartments.
Oh my God.
Is this like, is Berklee near like the
It's in
core?
Back Bay.
So it's called Back Bay, the area, it's basically downtown. It's close to what you would call downtown. It's to the
I only know
west of that.
Boston Common.
Yeah.
Because I stayed there for a hockey trip.
Okay.
By hockey, I mean we
So
watched
that's
the
more
Leafs play.
downtown. Yeah.
And we went to
Um,
we visited Harvard area too. So is it between?
That's Cambridge. Yeah, it's to
Cambridge.
it's below Cambridge, directly to the south
Okay, I
of
got you.
Harvard.
That's still pretty close. I remember Harvard was only like 20 minutes. I feel
Yeah.
like from Boston Common.
Yeah.
Boston, surprised me. Like it
Me
was,
too,
it was
honestly.
both incredibly gritty, and like also like very much like Canada at the same time.
Yeah.
Like the city was nice, people were nice, and then there was the odd like guy from like Southie or whatever. Like I almost got
Yeah.
stabbed by Stabby. I don't know if you guys have ever
I know,
met
I just
Stabby.
laughed.
No, guy would
Stabby?
walk around Boston Common with like a towel around his neck trying to stab people.
I've heard of this guy.
Yeah.
Because he tried to stab a different group of friends. My brother-in-law and his friends were in Boston, and
No way.
he was telling me this story about this guy who was like, I'll fucking stab you. And I was like, that's stab
At least
me.
he warns you.
Stabby.
No, it was like, this is what he did. He's like, do you
least
want
he warns
He's
you.
like walking down, and honestly, it looks like he's wearing a pea coat and a scarf. But once you get closer, you realize that it's more like a hotel towel.
Oh.
So you're like, that's a towel. And then he's just walking around. He's like, want to get fucking stabbed? You want to get stabbed? And then I don't know why, like, we're in a big group of boys and we're all drunk because, you know, that's what we do.
Yep.
And we're like, do you want to get stabbed? Like, no, obviously we don't want to get stabbed. This is like, that's a terrible question. And then he's like, I'll stab you. And we're like, no, stab me, please. Please leave us alone. Anyway, similar experiences for my brother-in-law and his group. Stabby came up, asked him a similar question.
I mean, there was some weird people around campus too, like the guy who walked around with his pig, not on a leash, but it was like a massive pig, and he would wear a cowboy hat. And
yeah, that guy wasn't violent.
He wasn't violent.
He just,
Stabby never really stabbed.
He was amazing.
No.
The
He
pig
more
guy
threatens,
was
he more
great.
asks.
But you want it to be aware of your surroundings. You know, it's not, it's not that I necessarily felt unsafe, but it is in the. You know, you feel like you're in the city for sure.
Yeah,
It was cool though, going to like the Harvard bars.
Yeah.
And calling everyone wicked smart. Like, what's that movie that I love? We all know
How do you
the
like
name of
them
it.
apples?
Yeah. Terrible movie names. No, that's cool.
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting. No, Boston was really cool. I would
great
definitely go
city.
back. I wouldn't drive there again. That was a bad idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've done that a few times.
Yeah. It says 9 hours. It's really 12.
Yep.
And there's a lot of tolls.
Especially with crossing the border too.
Yeah, but no, like the city was amazing. We beat the Bruins in hockey. We made friends with a Southie bachelor party. Ended up almost getting in a limo all the way back to Southie. We walked in the wrong side of the bathroom line at the place, and like just because I don't know, there's two lines at the ACC or Scotia Center, but they have an in and an out. So we walked in the out thinking it's like a 2-line thing, and they're like, "Hey, this guy just butt the line."
Oh no!
And then we're like, "Oh, sorry, like we're not from around here." And they're like, "Oh, where are you from? Sorry, you must be from Canada.
Oh.
Sorry."
Yeah, they love to make fun of the sorry there.
It was like the entire urinal line was like, "Sorry, he looks from Canada. Sorry."
That's good.
That is
Anyway,
good.
it was a good time. And we'll stop talking about that because I got a lot of
Okay.
Boston stories.
Yeah.
So you guys meet in Boston.
Yeah.
Is it music first or is it love first?
It was music first.
Wow.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
just friendship.
Well, yeah, it was friendship first for like 2 years. Then I asked Luke to produce my music. We started writing together. Then we went on exchange to Valencia, Spain, which was amazing.
Ever heard of it?
Yeah, it was dope. And then we got a gig. Our first gig was there, and we started playing together, and the rest is history.
What's a gig like in Spain? Like, do they like that you're speaking a different language? Is that like soothing? Like when Spanish people sing here and you're like, I don't know what you're saying, but it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, although they know more, like they're, maybe half the stuff they listen to is in the English language, like on
Right.
radio and stuff. So they were saying, play Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh,
to us.
really?
Yeah.
So
we got the vibe right
can
off
I
the
can
bat.
I
Yeah.
can I hazard a guess? You're playing music in Valencia, Spain. You're on exchange. It's a friendship, but it's a creative partnership, and you're looking deep into each other's eyes.
Yeah.
It's something in the air over there, and you're like, did it blossom on that trip? I'm gonna guess.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Listen, I don't know.
You'll have to. Who knows?
Interesting. And what
Yeah.
year did you guys come back from exchange?
2016?
Yeah, I think 2016. We graduated 2017, so yeah.
Okay, so now it's Mads and Luke.
Yeah.
You're back in Toronto.
Yep.
Yeah.
You hit this incredible rendition of "Will I Ever Find a Way" on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was a long time before you guys recorded music after that.
Yeah, we spent a long time.
But you had
recording.
the songs, right? Like was it just figuring out
did.
how to record?
I mean, yeah, we had been playing them for some of them. Some of them were newer. Some of them, like "Find a Way" was one of the first songs I wrote at Berkeley that I was like, okay, this is cool.
Was it Berkeley where Maggie Rogers got picked up by Pharrell, or was that a
that
different
was
one?
at
that was-
NYU.
Yeah, New York. The school of...
Oh, what's his name?
Juilliard?
It was at NYU.
No,
I don't
It was
know.
a college at NYU.
Clive Davis?
Yes, thank you.
I went to Western. I didn't go to music school. Like I have a completely different path.
Yeah.
No,
Never been to Balenciaga shoes, Spain.
Balenciaga. Berkeley is like, it's famous for a lot of jazz people
Yeah.
coming out of there in the 70s, 80s, and then more recently there's like John Mayer,
Yeah.
Oh.
Sheryl Crow.
Western's famous for
Gillian Welch,
DJs.
David Rawlings.
Western spits out a lot of
Yeah.
high energy techno groups.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I dig it.
Yeah, so that's my type of that was my education. You know, it was dubstep, a lot of London music hall,
Yep.
loud luxury. You know, like
Loud luxury.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Love loud luxury.
after parties. You know, it's what forged my sound. I'd like to say
Yes.
on my exchange trip to to nowhere.
The fan shop.
To fan exactly to up the road. Anyway, so was all that time like were you guys always like obviously we go to Berkeley, were you always like I want to be individually famous, or were you like I just want to work in music, or you'll just take anything because you love music so much?
I guess a little bit of all of those.
Yeah, I think I always, when I got there, it took me a minute to get my groove, find my groove. But once I did, I think I was like, okay, yeah, this is it. And this
Like
is
you
what I
want
want
to
to do.
you want to be like in a
I want to be
in
a touring
yeah.
musician. I want to be, I don't know. I don't need to be fucking famous, but
Yeah, we do. Let's just get that out
yeah,
there.
okay. It would
Yeah,
be
that's
nice.
against the brand to say that.
My literally when I, like the band John Famos, I make no
I
qualms.
don't wanna
Almost
jinx
famous.
myself.
All I want,
Is to be famous.
because it's like the marker of success.
Hmm.
It's like people like you.
Hmm.
There's like two types of fame. There's like people that just want to be famous for fame's sake,
Yeah.
and it's like I'll do anything. Like they'll like they're like the ones doing wacky shit. and-
Right. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we're in music.
Yeah.
All I want is to play big shows.
That's it.
I want to like destroy things. I want to have that like I just want to have like that world of freedom open up
Yeah.
where I'm just rocking out
Yeah.
and everyone loves us, and that's fame.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
You know
Then
what I
yes,
mean?
I want that too.
Yeah,
That's what I want.
it's
That's what we want.
everyone like kind of frowns upon it. It's hard to say.
I think I always just say I want to be a successful touring musician. I
Oh,
want to play big ass shows
I said
that
2
sell
words.
out and let's go.
Yeah, you're simplifying it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
simplifying it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does.
Everyone's like, you just want to fuck women and whatever.
Oh my god, no. I mean,
just.
I mean,
it would be
not
nice
just-
though.
No.
I'm here for that too.
We're- You guys are a little bit younger than me, 25 and turning 26. Yeah,
I'm 26.
Yeah.
26. Sorry, turning 27.
No,
No.
yeah. No,
No.
I'm 26. He's 25, turning 26.
Math, good
yeah.
at
Yeah.
it. Working
We're
finance.
musicians,
We're
eh?
fine.
Yeah.
No, we both had the same
Yes.
kind of thing. But the what was I talking about?
We were recording our songs.
Oh, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
asking you guys. Yeah, if you guys wanted, or yeah, I was asking if you wanted to become famous, or if it was more just like take anything. But obviously, you write music, and whether
Mhm.
you're like a songwriter, like a Lady Gaga
Yeah.
that emerges later in her career,
Yeah.
or like a Bahamas, whatever that guy's name is, who is
Yeah.
just super musical, work with bands, and again emerges later in his career. It took you guys a while to put that first
It
group
did.
of songs out, so I was trying to figure out like if you were just doing it for fun, like maybe trying to get like you work in music, so I didn't know what you guys were doing.
No, I think it just took a while to do. You know,
Yeah.
that classic first EP thing. You know, there's that. We have a joke about always when you talk to someone, they're always working on an EP.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah, I guess it did take a while.
It did. I think
We felt that it was taking a while we were doing it.
we thought it was taking too long
Were you
by the
trying the
end.
entire time, like 2016 to 2020 or 2019, when you put that first?
No, we started before, because as Mads and Luke, we had some songs recorded.
Hmm.
So we had a couple. It wasn't like an
released 4
EP, but it
songs.
was 2
2
songs.
singles.
We did that, and then we had another 2 singles, and then we started making the.
Hmm. Those
the
came out
EP.
in like 2018, and then we started making the EP end of 2018, early 2019.
Oh, I didn't really know that you had recorded stuff as Mads and Luke.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's a few songs.
Okay,
Yeah.
then you just actually I did, because you just deleted your whole
Yeah,
artist
we-
page and started fresh.
Right, we
Yeah. Well, we made a new one. I think the Mads and Luke stuff is still there
on Spotify.
for the real heads. You can.
Oh, that'll be like an Easter egg.
That's Grail.
Yeah,
Right
some
there.
people still listen to that too.
Yeah, they do. Thanks to those people who
Thanks to
still
those
listen
people
to that.
probably listening to this.
Appreciate
It's,
you, y'all.
It's Secret Lover. It's this one song
Yeah.
that people liked. I think that's the only song that people like from
This
those, out of those
will be
four.
That's
this will
not
be an
true.
Easter egg for like when you're like reaching that Casey Musgraves level,
Yes.
and then the people will be like, listen, Secret Lover, Mads and Luke. I'm like, that'll be what Nardwar comes up and says to you guys.
Yeah.
He'll like have like, he'll be like, I'm a Secret Lover. What does that make you feel like? And you'd be like, how do you know that, Nardwar? You know everything.
It's like you the first time we met.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That was, again, I couldn't tell you how I came across that video
was
and
great.
that I tried to cover it immediately after and was like, but I didn't know who you were. I just saw you were internet people.
I love that.
But yeah, so you guys took a while to put the EP out.
We did.
And then, you had a few songs. Then you start playing a couple shows around town.
Yep.
Changed it to Roberts and Kirby.
Yep.
And the songs are really good. Where'd you record those, by the way?
So all over.
Yeah.
The basic tracks we did in LA.
At the Village Studios.
Yeah.
Again, not a big deal.
No big deal. No, it was
Yeah.
it was pretty epic that day. I felt like
It was one day.
I felt like a rock star that day, actually.
One day you did them all?
Yeah, we
All
did all
the
the
songs?
basic tracks, and then we did some overdubbing back here with Harrison Lenz and
How many songs was it?
7.
7. Yeah,
How the fuck do you do that? We take one day for one song.
yeah,
Well, you were just saying we took forever to finish them. So,
exactly.
but the actual performing of the bass, drums, and guitars, we knocked out in one day.
And then you do the vocals at home?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we might have.
we kept
7
we kept-
songs?
we
No,
kept
we didn't keep any.
we didn't keep
vocals.
any vocals, but we did keep
Let's be real.
some solos.
Yeah.
and some of my
you did your
my,
guitar at home.
No, I mean
Yeah, there's a bunch of guitars on there, depending on the song. But some of the basic ones that were in there, like the in Find a Way, the solo I played
live
on the
that
day.
day.
What about the
Village
part that goes-
Studios?
What did I do?
Oh, yeah.
What am I
in Rivers End.
doing?
Yeah,
about that
I did
one?
that. That's
In
from
studio?
that. That's from that.
And I think my rhythm guitar is on Rivers End is from that too.
Yeah.
But that's
that
okay.
day.
That's good to know because we took a very different path. We home produced our first EP.
Yeah.
And that was like, I don't know if you heard mid-20s.
Of course.
And
Fire.
it was just like, we didn't know what we were, if we're rock or if we're like, I don't even know. Honestly, don't know what we were. We just ripped those from this exact computer.
There you go.
We had this, that was from that exact interface that we're doing the podcast through. I had like $125 like shitty speakers.
Yeah.
And it just kind of worked out.
It sounds great.
But we were like, it's, you know what? You know that feeling? It's like, I know what I want in my head.
Yeah.
And I know exactly what I want from a song.
Mm-hmm.
And I can never figure out how to get it out of the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Or even out of the studio, really.
Mm.
So we paid Scott, Scott Goodwin,
Yeah.
plays bass in our
Love
band.
Scott.
We paid him to do our mix because he's really good at
Yeah.
mixing. And he was able to get like closer with those home produced songs. But still at the end, I'm like, man, I wanted this part to be like so big and I wanted like that.
Yeah.
And I just had no idea what to do. So we went to Dreamhouse Studios.
Yeah.
And they did, again, like same as you did, like drums and bass, really important there. But we decided to do guitars there as well.
Yeah.
And what's funny, what we only realized, because we did Victoria there, what we only realized with our last songs is that like we tried to do some vocals there, but unless you have the money to really just spend time and do take after take
Yeah.
and like whatever, you just like vocals are so important, performance. You just got to do it at home.
Yeah.
And I'm on this mic.
Yeah.
It's about as good as you do in the studio.
I love it. That's my favorite.
We have the Universal Audio
Yep.
with the emulators. It's like for the 10-15% quality, maybe even less from the studio, the fact that I can just sit in my room, do 3 or 4 days of takes and takes,
Yep.
and it's even getting to the point where I'm like, I want to do that with guitar. Like the fact that you did your guitar at home, some of our plug-in guitar sounds are like we input them over this. Like we'll sit in the studio and be like, listen, we just like our demo guitar better,
Yeah.
and we'll just
Yeah,
slap them
totally.
in there. So it's good. Because I was gonna ask you what your process is,
Yeah.
because we actually want to go back. I
Yeah.
think to home.
I think it was fun. It's a good idea. I mean, for us, it worked out. Like
But it was not practical at all to record 7. That's not what those studios weren't designed for you to go in there and be like, I'm going to knock out 7 songs.
They're designed to be rented for a month
Yeah.
by a major label for a band to chill.
Or like Robbie Robertson like owns one of the rooms upstairs from where we were, and he's just there all the time, going in and out. Like that's the dream, having a room in a studio or your own
that's
studio.
That's a little too far, I think. But yeah.
You think?
Yeah, what has he put out since being in there?
That one song I loved. Broken
Yeah, I don't know.
Arrow.
But you know those people though that
No, that's from the 80s.
Oh shit.
when you
never mind.
watch like a Tame Impala how-to video and they have everything at in a cottage somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or like
there's
a
no
house.
so much shit that you listen to on that sounds amazing is done by people in a house or wherever.
And
Yeah.
even if they're not spectacular, like
it depends
It's a
on what sound you're
vibe.
trying to get.
right, but like I'm just saying like they are spectacular, but I'm saying like even if you're not, like I'm not a
Right.
spectacular producer, but I can do enough where it's like I kind of want Robbie and I are thinking about like the studio is great, but it's just so expensive.
Yeah.
And like if we don't get famous off these next few songs, like we just can't keep doing
No,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
wait until you can waste the
Totally.
money in the studio.
Also, I think there's something to say about doing your vocals. Like, yeah, do all that stuff at the studio and you have their nice equipment and whatever and pay for a couple hours and do that. But even if you rent a nice mic or like the
This is
SM7B is the best. I just got one for my birthday. It's amazing. But creating that vibe at home, or like we're lucky because Harrison has a nice home studio that I never want to record vocals anywhere else. And then
No.
you don't feel rushed and you
You're
just
so
can
comfortable.
chill and
It's just take after take and take.
dim the lights.
You try singing through
create
your
the
nose,
mood.
try singing through your chest.
Exactly. It's
sing at
great.
an angle.
It's great. Otherwise, like, I don't know. There's already so much pressure, and I don't know if
But
you feel
even-
it, but me, I put so much pressure on myself when I'm recording vocals. So just to have the right vibe is so important.
Is it like that with guitar, Luke? I know you sing as well, but like I
Yeah.
always wonder because I obsess over the vocals
Yeah.
and I want to create this environment home, but like because you're also doing all these like shalalas in the guitar, are you same deal? Like I just want to be in a room experimenting, or do you want to be in the studio micing up that amp like 6 different ways?
Depends on the part, but no, I think I'm not as precious about the guitar. I mean, you want a good guitar tone. You know, we call it tone hunting or going
Tone
on a tone
quest.
quest
It's so important.
when you're recording.
Mm.
Sometimes if you pull up the mics on the amp and you just start playing it sounds good, but then sometimes you got to see what do we got to do here. We got to mess with it a little bit. But that's not too bad. Usually it's
we
doable.
love doing that too. It's so fun finding the right tone. I love
I fucking
that.
hate it.
Yeah,
Really?
When I was smoking cigarettes, I would just like Robbie and Calvin, who's our producer at Dreamhouse, would do tones, and I'd just be outside like get this
Stressing.
done. I hate it. The studio, I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
I hate this like one shot to capture this vision that's been in our head forever, and I know what I want. And no matter how, like our producer, there is a wizard. Like he is so good at being an engineer. Sorry, I think he's an engineer. I call him a producer because he likes to be like.
It's both.
He likes to throw his like input and all that, and he does such a good job. But there is this divide where, like, my only skill in music, I think, is like feel. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's important.
I when I go to write a song, no matter how shitty it sounds, I try to create a feeling
Yes.
because that's all I care for when I listen to music. That's why I like your music because it makes me feel something.
Good.
And the only songs I like on Spotify are ones that I'm listening to. I'm like, it could be any genre. It makes me feel something. So that's what I try to recreate. But when I rely on other people, no matter how technically talented they are, I try to communicate like, no, like I can make it at home. It'll just sound shittier, but I can't recreate it in a professional setting. So it's just like this catch-22 of like this more radio quality sound, professional, but it's missing this like feel. I don't know how to do that.
No, it's the feel's more important.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what you're doing.
That's why I think we're going to try to, we did 3 songs in studio just this last run.
Yeah.
One way back. It was supposed to be a 4-pack, but COVID,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we'll talk about
Fuck
next.
COVID.
Yeah.
COVID split it up.
Yeah.
And then we're thinking this next group of songs, especially like the Pre-Factor Grant, which we're all doing, right?
Yeah.
The Pre-Factor Grant songs, we're going to try to rip them at home and like just create a feel rock song.
If you need
pack.
help.
And like maybe that's more sustainable. But anyway,
Yeah.
also another idea for content that we should do.
Yes.
We should cover each other's songs.
Yes, let's do it.
Like we should do a rock song version of one of your songs,
That would be dope.
and you should do it like a folky, like soul version of one of our like.
Would love that.
Just an idea.
I love that
I think
idea.
about you guys a lot.
Oh, that's great.
Ditto.
That's a good idea.
Um,
Split series or whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I forget
okay.
who gave me
Oh,
that
that would
idea.
be so fun.
And shout out to whoever gave me that idea. Again, brain doesn't work too well. I know who you are in my soul. Someone gave me that idea.
I remember back, I don't know if you remember, but Alexis on Fire.
Yeah.
They had one. That's what showed me what that whole split single thing with Alexis on Fire and Moneen.
Moneen.
Deep cut.
Well,
I don't remember that.
I'll say that.
It was definitely on the edge.
Speaking of which, we got to get your submission in for that. But there, if you're listening to this, there's a chance. There's definitely our songs submitted. There's a chance that both of our songs submitted into an Edge competition for Song of the Summer. So we'll see who the better musician is, won't we?
We'll see.
Yeah, it's a competition.
Yeah, we're playing for keeps. Okay, so to zoom a little bit forward
Yeah.
to the dark days,
Yeah.
we're like leading up to COVID.
Mhm.
You guys are still working, right? Like you're making money, doing
Yep.
like musicianship on the side because it doesn't pay anything.
Yeah. Not yet.
In fact,
At
it's a
least.
money hole and a bit of a pride hole and a bit of a hard to explain to people what you do for a living because you're like, I work, I have a job,
Yep.
but like I'm a rock star.
Yeah.
I'm in a fucking band.
Yep.
And it's really hard to explain to like, oh, fuck, like running into my ex's dad at an
Yikes.
event. This guy never liked me.
I'm John Famous.
I was bartending
Oh God.
you got to put your pride aside.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't be yourself.
You gotta do what you gotta
A lot
do.
of people
Yeah.
bartend. There's nothing wrong with that.
And
at all.
this was like, so this guy never liked me very much. You know, was never good enough for his little girl. And
You proved him right.
I proved him right that night. I've never seen him smile so hard to see me. He was literally like, he almost jumped out of his shoes. He was like, Travis.
Ooh.
He's like, I'm not going to say their names. He was like, his wife saying, get over here. You got to see who it is. It's Travis. And I was like, great to see you. What can I get for you? And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm trying to become a musician. Or I said I'm a musician. And I wanted to throw in all the other stuff. I wanted to be like, I finished my CFA, you motherfucker. And I was like, I also finished like all this shit, but I just left it. And I just was like, it's great to see you. Hope everything's going well. And I like in my mind, I was like, I'm going to be famous and I'm going to come back.
Yes.
It's, you have to put your shit aside, but COVID comes around.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys kept your jobs through COVID.
We did. We're lucky. We were really lucky, but we did. Yeah.
I shut her down.
Yeah.
I shut my businesses down,
Yeah.
shut the bartending down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robbie moved back to his family home in London. I quarantined in Toronto, so
Yeah.
we shut the old band down,
Yeah.
and things got dark.
Yeah. It was dark.
Was it dark for you guys though, or is that just like a
It
unique
was.
experience?
No. It definitely was. But we're lucky to have each other, I think, that we hunkered down and
Would you guys just keep making music, keep kind of flowing, you kept a routine?
yeah, I think in the beginning it was hard to stay creative and stay.
Or I think in the beginning we were more creative.
You think?
Yeah, because we were like, oh, we have all this time. We can finish the like 27 songs that we need to finish
That's
right now.
true. We
So we did
did-
that for a while.
We did do that for a while. That was nice. But I'm saying I wasn't like really creating anything new where I feel like I maybe 6 months in, I got back into the groove of trying to write something every day or, you know,
Is this
working
like
on stuff.
you're I feel like I don't know if you're both like this. Robbie, my bandmate, who lives downstairs here, he's like his default is just playing.
Yeah.
And he just loves music.
Yeah.
And all this, you know, like if shit's bad, if shit's good, he's still playing guitar and
Mm-hmm.
and all that. Are you guys both like that?
I think Luke definitely is like that. Luke's always playing. Like the guitar is an extension of his body for sure. For me, I try and write at least something every day, like even if it's just in my notebook.
That's fucked up.
But it's it was hard for me. I don't know. It was.
Well, it's the way to do it. If you guys read The War of Art or heard of that book,
I've heard of it. I haven't read it.
it's like it's a book for people who are in the arts to read
Yeah.
about how like true art comes from consistency and
Yeah.
not from the ether.
I totally believe that.
Whereas I am like the opposite.
Don't agree.
No, I agree with the book. I read
Yeah,
the book.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't apply it. So
Yeah.
my path to music is completely different. I went to
Mhm.
school to be a pilot.
Yeah.
I ran businesses after,
Oh
Yeah.
and I only when I was like 25, just still somehow dissatisfied with myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what the fuck do I do? Robbie's like, let's make a podcast about figuring out, which was our prior podcast.
Yeah.
And I was only doing that podcast where I just was like, we asked, like, we talked to a bunch of people what they do, and like we came across the concept. I was reading a lot of self-help, but like, what would you do in life if you weren't scared of anything? Are you guys comfortable? You guys good?
I'm
No,
swishing
she's
him, I
crowding
think.
me.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm like taking up a lot of
No,
space.
it's
man
fine, it's
spread
fine.
more.
I
Both of you.
literally
You're a
was-
man spreading.
Sorry, I was man spreading. We're good
No,
now.
it's fine. It's because
I was spread.
I was sitting in the front of the couch before.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're making a little like U of
Oh,
You're
this
the-
is nice.
yeah.
There you
Sorry,
go.
just whatever you guys need.
No, sorry.
The
What else?
some people also need to like go to the bathroom and they're too afraid to say, and then at the end they're
we
like,
can cut that out.
yeah, we can cut that out.
Yeah.
What was I saying? The
You and Robbie doing the podcast.
right, we're doing the podcast, and
Yeah.
so the way it was with me with music is I did it all my life, but just would play casually at the old church recitals. You know, I feel like you and Trevor would have ripped a couple of those. I'm not sure.
Which church?
Either St. Anselm's or United. Probably like the one up. Anyway, churches around here. I was young, hit my head a
Yeah.
lot. Leave me alone.
Yep.
But I always had this feeling that the people that get famous at music are the ones that like Prodigy. They do it every day. They do all this stuff, and I'm
know.
not that. I have so many different interests. Music was never
Mm-hmm.
the forefront. So I was like, can't be a musician. I always had that in a can't do it pile.
Hmm.
And I never even considered if it was a passion because I was like, I like so many different things. It's either you have to be an all or nothing music person to make it in music. And then when I was like doing all this other shit, 25, I realized I was like, with the podcast, like, what would I do if I could choose anything and I wasn't scared of anything? It's like, well, I'd be a rock star.
Yes.
Like if I had no like fears of failure, or like there was no preconceived notion of what a musician could be or would be, then that's what I would choose. Even though I don't specifically love music, I love everything around like being an entertainer
Yeah.
and like all this shit. So that was where the decision came from. But it's like such a different grind because for me, music is like, it's actually like a job.
Yeah.
I don't sit down and like, it's not my hobby. It's not my, like, I don't fuck around just for fun, or like, I'm not even like too big of a fan of jamming. I like creating a
Yeah,
product.
Yeah.
I love
Oh, for
sitting
sure.
down at the computer
You're a
and like
businessman.
making like a song, like in this really different way. I call on like the ether all the same and like try to get like deep in it, but it's like really hyper focused. And then the problem with it is like slight changes to like mood, or if I get really busy, like I am just not at that state as you guys had. Like COVID was dark, like no music, no whatever, like just drink it all the time because I was so empty because I had no purpose and like all this shit.
Yeah.
And it was just like a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how important the external environment is, like motivating to like put music out. It's like for other people. It's like shows are for other people,
Right.
and you like suck the energy out of that, and like that's what keeps the battery going.
Mm-hmm.
But then I see these other musicians like you guys, they're like, that's a chance to finish our songs, or like they're doing all these cool like COVID projects, and they use the year off to like do all this amazing stuff. And it brings me back to like, who's gonna get famous? Like, what's the attitude? How are we gonna rock it?
Well, we thought that at first,
Yeah.
but you know, what you're saying is right. Is, you know,
Totally.
you don't just make music for yourself. At the end of the day, it's supposed to be shared with people,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it was hard to, you know, because like, what are you gonna write a song about?
You guys did some good.
Totally.
You guys still managed to do a couple like virtual shows and stuff, which
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
like again we couldn't string that together.
I think we were I mean, yeah, again, we were lucky because we lived together that we could just be like, all right, we're going to do an Instagram live. In the beginning, we were doing that a ton, like every Friday. And that was a good challenge for us too. Just
eat your brain.
Because, well, we were playing so many gigs before it stopped. So for us, it was so weird to not have like, I mean, for me too, not have anything to be practicing for or like have anything to look forward to or even like get the butterflies and get nervous about going on stage. So that was good for us, I think, in the beginning at least.
Yeah, but that also got pretty.
It got
The
pretty
live,
weird.
the live
Pretty
Instagram
weird.
live
The
streams.
streaming
Well, just
shit.
like
It's
not
not
having the
same.
audience to feed off of is whack and so strange. It is
Also,
just,
you're left-handed on a small screen, and
and you're looking at yourself
blurry.
back, like you're looking in the
looking at
mirror while
yourself.
you're doing it. Like, no, I never want to do that.
It doesn't sound very inspiring.
No.
Okay, that you're making me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
That I missed out on a lot of the
it was
streams.
hard. No, don't.
no,
don't.
I think a lot of people were not really enjoying them when. I mean,
No.
that's why we stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Even the listeners were like, like,
Yeah.
you know what? I want to be there.
At
Exactly.
first,
I love
yeah,
these songs.
Yeah.
I think at
Exactly.
first the novelty was there. I definitely saw the videos and they're
Mhm.
really good. Like
Mhm.
the recorded ones, you use it like slow rodeo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. Later on, we tried to do some more kind of
But I prefer
video
that.
pro-looking stuff.
That was fun.
I prefer that even to the live stuff because the live pre-recorded, it's like there's two things. There's seeing a band live. There's recorded, and then there's recorded like you're playing live mix and it sounds really nice, but you're like comfortable
Yeah.
and I like both of those. But when you like film like a live stream of an artist, I don't know. It's not something I usually.
No, it takes away the magic of it.
Mhm.
So yeah, nobody wants to be. You feel like you're doing something that's lesser in quality than you would like.
Definitely.
So to get into again, I ask these questions a lot of times because I'm just trying to figure out what everyone else does.
Yeah.
Do you have doubts ever?
Oh my gosh.
Do you ever want
Yeah,
to
all the
like
time.
Every
just
day.
quit and get a full timey?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to, but
I know, but like,
it's
do you ever
hard.
feel weird telling? Like, do you ever feel weird? Like, I'm almost 30.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it's
know.
getting scary.
Yeah. I mean, I think.
What about Oprah though?
I know. I mean, it's hard.
What about
What
Oprah?
about Oprah,
What
my
about
dude?
Oprah though?
There's so many examples of people that get famous later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I
Exactly.
don't want to get famous later.
Yeah.
You wanna-
Like,
It's
please
time
don't let that be
now.
Not
me.
Oprah.
Yeah. I mean, no.
I know it's definitely a slow burn. But I think you just have to have those like short-term goals, you know, like this week I'm going to do this and this is going to enhance my career in this way. And yeah, I'm doing it. Like, I don't know.
So
That's how I try and think about it.
How do you think? Because how do we think now?
Mm.
Say, like, because we're out of COVID and things are slightly opening up. I don't know if you guys have had any offers to play anything yet. We've heard a thing or two about like maybe like an outdoor show,
Mhm.
but and the juice is starting to come back. I'm starting to feel a little bit like I feel like I died in COVID.
Mm.
Like there was a death, and then there was a rebirth. I told you like Rob and I almost split up,
Mhm.
and we came back just kind of different. And we did write songs in COVID,
Mhm.
but they were so spread out. And then we're here now. Doubts, feel weird.
Yeah.
Got a job in finance, which I really didn't want to do.
Yeah.
Felt like I had to call so many people before I got that job.
I know.
So I felt like I was giving up.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want this job.
I know.
And so we're sitting here. How do we do it?
Just got to do it every day. I don't know. I mean,
What about like
that's what I say. And just like, I'm over saying we've been talking about this. Like, I'm no longer trying to do it. Like, I'm just doing it. We're just doing it. We are musicians. We are going to be famous.
Fuck
We
yeah.
are going to fucking do this. Like,
do you believe in manifestation?
totally. I think that's part of it too.
It's your
And-
secret.
I mean,
Luke?
you got to put in the work too. I think it's about grinding every day and doing, I don't know, maybe it's just something small, even if you're not feeling motivated or you have a bunch of other stuff to do and you have a part-time finance job. Like,
Shh, don't tell anyone.
I've been there.
You've been there.
Yeah, I think it's, well, Luke, what do you think?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I'm not.
I feel like
not gonna to it, you know.
I feel
Yeah.
like, but again, you do, again, different people. Like
Yeah.
you do music as your job,
Mm.
and then you come away from that job and you still do it as your hobby.
Yeah, I love it. I'm never gonna give up.
Do you have like 10 different things that you're hobby about, or is it just mainly music and maybe one or two other things? Like
Mainly music, but I like to kind of keep up with sports a bit and
Kind of. He loves sports.
cooking as well. We love
to
cooking.
cook. Yeah, Luke is a chef.
okay,
Chef. He chefs it up.
Chef Luke.
Also, he loves
Chef Luke on Instagram.
running, exercising, like all that stuff.
I try,
too.
but that's not hot. That's just because I have to. But
Yeah, right.
It's
True.
it's just so hard. It's so hard to. I'm just looking for like some validation that
Mhm.
like, again, I don't fucking do that. I don't do music every day.
Mhm.
I do it once or twice a week.
there's a lot of
That's
people
fine.
like
Everyone's different. Like,
Yeah.
you
that.
know,
A lot
I
of
think
people
it,
are like that.
and I think it depends on your creative process and like who you are as a human and what other shit
But the
you've got
war of
going
art,
on.
though, the war of art.
The war of art really got in your head, eh?
Me being, wanting to keep playing guitar and everything, just when I'm just hanging out by myself,
Mhm.
is not necessarily the same as working on a song, saying
Yeah.
I'm doing this. That's still
Maybe that only gets done a couple times a week or whatever.
Exactly.
yeah.
I got you. But
Yeah.
you're
I think-
you're doing shit every day. You're writing down a little note.
I'm trying to write in my notebook every day.
Do you guys do content ever? Like, do you I got to do a picture or like a TikTok or anything like that?
Oh yeah, we have a content schedule. You know it.
Ah,
Got to keep that content flowing. No, that's a bit soul crushing, honestly.
Yeah, but then you just have to I just try and think like, yeah, I have to make content, I guess, but like it still should be like if I'm seeing someone else's content, then it has to be funny to me or something, like
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
you can
Has to
still
resonate
think
with
about
you.
like trying to do something that's fun because
Mm-hmm.
or funny or just fun or informative or something because yeah, if you just do it for the sake of content, then I think people can tell and they don't care.
Yeah, it's like I think the big challenge is like how do you create authentic content that's not.
it's impossible.
I know, right?
Especially.
I mean, the whole word content is just so
It's-
depressing.
I know.
Like, have you seen that meme where it's like Michelangelo, he's going to do, he's looking at the block of marble and he's like, okay, what content am I going to do today?
I've not seen that, but
So accurate.
but imagine if Michelangelo had to on the side from his main thing,
Yeah.
like go out and like do like a comedy show like every night just to like promote his main thing,
Yeah.
and because that's
yeah,
what
it's
everyone.
hard.
It is
People
hard.
aren't not everyone is a comedian.
No.
But it's just so weird, and everyone we talk to, like they're like, oh, it's so sick what you guys are doing, and like all this stuff, and I just feel like the people listening right now are just hearing us be like, why? Well, it was so sad, and what are we doing, and are we gonna make it, and all this shit. But like at the same
think
time, we're
everybody-
gonna fucking make it.
Yeah.
We're the best. Everyone loves us.
Yeah.
It's this weird like, that is the entire process for me. It's like wake up, psych up,
Yeah.
doubt, do it anyway. I'm
Yep.
the best. Everyone loves me. Go to bed and be like, miss all my exes because I think I'm inadequate. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
this crazy cycle, and
It's so true.
one of us just has to make it. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have a few friends. I mean, the thing is, I don't know if you're close to anybody that's made it. Anyone I know that has made it, they're so acquaintance, or not acquaintance. They're just friends that I've never done anything for.
Mm.
Sorry, I got a burp.
It's fine.
It's the beer. I've never done anything for, and like I don't ask anything of, but I have like a closer group of people that I chum with more often or I see around, and like even friends that are doing podcasts and stuff, or like doing like their own thing, whether it's photography, and I'm just like, can for the love of God, one of us
Yeah.
just get famous?
It's gonna happen.
So that we can just like, oh boom, we're famous now. Like, great, you're the photographer. Like, no, you're famous. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we have a show. Fucking these guys will open up for it now. You're famous.
Yeah.
And just like blow the whole
But
friend group up.
what happens when you're famous? Then what?
Then I realized that
What's
it doesn't
gonna
fill me
happen
up,
then?
and that it's
Exactly,
actually
then it's
deeper,
Yeah.
deeper. And I'm really looking for a love.
You ever thought about that?
I do all the time.
Luke asks me this every day.
Oh, this is what I was getting to when I said you guys are 26 and I did the bad math.
Yeah.
At this age,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great age to get famous
Mm-hmm.
because I know none of my problems get fixed by fame. I focus on them as individual things. And I also know that I secretly enjoy this time of my life the best.
Yeah.
And I know that once it becomes a job.
Ask any famous person. That's what they're going to say is I miss when I
listened to Shawn
famous.
Mendes complain the other day on a podcast.
Yeah.
He was like,
Don't complain.
I just had to figure out who I am.
When I was on Vine.
Yeah. He was like,
so much simpler
he was like, I just,
than TikTok.
Glory days.
Vine was way better than TikTok, man.
Mm.
TikTok is, I talk about it all the time on the podcast. It's the devil. It's
I agree.
children softcore porn. Like it's not funny.
Yikes.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like this weird like
What's in your algorithm?
okay, it's not children.
what the
Obviously
fuck,
like
man?
but like they seem like children to me. I'm 28 turning
I
29.
know.
They're probably 19
They are.
Yeah.
or
They are
20.
children.
And I'm like your brain's not developed.
No.
You're you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
And also, the whole thing is you just resist. I feel like I'm getting old. I always kind of felt like I was kind of old, but I definitely am feeling like I'm getting older. Like, what the hell? You know, I bet everyone feels that as they get old. There's a certain point where you just go, oh, I don't understand. I'm not going to understand that.
Yeah.
But we're still
called
like,
Chuggy
no, we
now.
have to get.
Have you ever heard
Yeah,
that?
Chuggy.
Yeah, Chuggy.
Okay,
I love Chuggy.
I also have a hot take on this, and we won't drag things on.
Like using GIFs in your.
I know.
Using GIFs in.
Using
on
the
text.
cry face or whatever is
That's Chuggy.
So
Chuggy.
you can do
Okay, wait.
emojis. You
I
can
thought
use
Chuggy-
emojis.
no. Apparently the cry face is Chuggy. You have to use
Oh.
the skull because you're dead.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
I have a-
yeah.
I have a hot take
Things
on
like
it for
that.
all you people listening out there. This is the hot take. They're not cool. These younger TikTokers aren't cool. The word Chuggy is uncool.
Yeah.
We're
But-
cool.
Yeah, but
If
they
you
don't
were
care
ni-
about being cool though.
Yeah.
When I was 19, I didn't look to the generation above, like directly above, and go, you're cool or not cool. I didn't even think about them.
No, at 19, I was like, oh, yeah, we are so cool. We are
But
the
like
shit.
it's so everything that's cool immediately just becomes co-opted by a corporation. So
Yeah.
it's just not even cool.
But think
What's
about
cool is not.
Who's the trendsetters? They're the people our age or slightly older
Yeah.
in media right now.
Yeah.
These kids on TikTok, I actually think objectively aren't doing cool things.
Mhm.
Like even objectively.
Mm.
Like I know that it might be the trend in middle school and high school, but when did that become cool to us? Like when we were in high school, where what middle school was doing cool, when we were in college was what high school kids were doing cool.
Yeah, I get what you're
No.
saying.
We're now
Yeah, I
out
get
of
what you-
college, and what college kids are doing isn't cool, and they'll only know that when they get to our age,
Yeah.
and then at some point it peaks, like maybe mid-30s,
Yeah.
maybe 40s, when like you're like, okay, objectively now you're actually
cool.
cooler
Yeah.
than me, and I'm getting old, and like I don't know what this virtual reality shit you kids are doing when we're like 55, and I'm like, back in my day we just typed
Yeah.
on a keyboard. So I think calling people chuggy, first of all, terrible word. We're still on
Chuggy.
we're
That's
still
pretty
on the
chuggy, though.
up of cool. We got
I
years
agree.
years to set the trends.
Yeah. We're
We-
cool.
These kids are they're just children. Like we could beat them up at any moment, and that's always a factor in who's cooler, is who could beat each other up. And you
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I'm just saying I think we're good. But the getting famous and the TikToks and the stuff like that, like I don't know how to do it.
Oh my God. I spent so long today trying to make a TikTok. It takes me,
Have you had a viral one yet?
no, it takes me like 45 minutes just to make one. And then sometimes the app glitches out and it doesn't even save. And then,
Does it ever happen
it's
where you're doing it
painful.
and then like the 20% battery comes up in the middle of a take?
yes.
And you're like, hey, maybe don't tell me that
Yes.
right then.
Also, I can't figure out how to record a duet nicely still. It's taken
With
me a
like
lot.
the headphones in. And anyway, the important point is it fucking sucks, and you have to
Yeah.
find a way to become
Fucking
authentically
sucks.
like tacky. Like
Chuggy.
yeah, you have to find a
No,
way to
that's
like
bad.
Chuggy's bad.
I thought Chuggy was tacky.
You're so Chuggy.
Oh my God.
No, yeah. Chuggy's like old and
Yeah,
like out
yeah.
of touch.
Oh, I'm Chuggy then.
You're Chug. Though it sucks, and authentically tacky meaning like you got to find a way to like, okay, what works? If they like throwing a hot ass girl in like your Instagram, whatever,
Yeah.
or your TikTok
Thirst trap.
whatever, it's like I have to find a way to authentically like do that or something, or like authentically like show my abs off or something. Yeah, I'm saying like what? Because like you can't just. There's no way, no part of me would ever just feel comfortable like doing what those guys do on TikTok, those younger guys,
Yeah.
where they're doing a messy hair, and then it switches, and they're in LED lights, and they're like, and they do that face, and they're flexing.
Yeah.
Like that's nowhere in me.
No, me either.
So I have to find a way to like authentic be like, okay, people like abs or like ass
Yeah.
or like fucking I don't even know, you know, like whatever it takes to get viral. I met a viral lesbian TikToker at a Kijiji sale,
Wow.
and I got her advice. She's called,
You didn't do TikTok with her?
you know what? That's how dumb I am.
Yeah. What the hell?
Oh,
You
Anyway,
really didn't
she's-
capitalize.
she's called the Laundry Lesbian, and
I love that.
it's not her Instagram name or TikTok name is different than that, but she says that's what everyone calls me. And she was buying something from me, and she rolls up and she's in a Jeep. She's looking cool.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you do? She's like, actually, I'm a TikToker. And I got her advice, and like that was her advice. It was, don't just do the trends for the sake of it.
Mm-hmm.
If it speaks to you and you can like authentically be tacky,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like if
It's like music,
yeah.
except for even more of an art
But-
form.
Yeah.
You think so, eh?
Oh my god.
You think so? That's what she said. She said, authentically be tacky. You got to post every day.
Every day.
I know. And I said,
Ain't
listen.
nobody got time for that.
I was like, listen, is it worth it at that point? I just want to be discovered. You know, like girls that walk down the street in some modeling agency is like,
It's happened to a lot of my friends when I'm there and I'm the short friend. And
That's happened to a lot of your friends?
yes, at the Eden Center. The
Maybe
next,
we should.
Next Models
Is there a
is
busk?
on
Should we busk?
Yeah, sure. Anything now. Next Model agency is prowling the malls, and when we were in high school, they used to always come up to my beautiful tall friends and be
creepy.
like,
That is creepy.
"Hey, do you want to be a model? Here's take my card." I'm like, "What about me?" No.
Okay, but I guess then it doesn't work out for everyone that gets discovered, because how many of them are still models? All of them. They're all successful.
No. Maybe 1, 2.
But like still, like you hear those music stories where like Scooter Braun.
Yeah.
I'm like, would you have a manager?
No, we don't. We are our own managers.
No manager, no label.
Nope.
Listen,
It's that indie shit.
yeah, like that's the level we're at right now. I think we're gonna reach out to a bunch of managers,
Mm-hmm.
or not managers, just maybe managers, labels. Like we're just at the point where like, I think we got a bit of a portfolio. I think you guys just got there too,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just time to just hit the streets,
Yeah.
like the little hookers we are,
Yeah.
and just like, just like be like, we're ready to everyone.
Shop around.
Get them to give us the feedback of why we are or aren't,
Mm-hmm.
and then like we applied for a grant.
Mm-hmm.
A grant writing application.
Yeah.
Or sorry, grant writing service that
Mhm.
writes your grant for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they got back and they're like, listen, guys, we're going to reject you. And we're going to put you guys at a 5% success rate for these reasons. These are the people we normally do this and that. And I was like, it's like, that's
Aren't we
where
hiring you to write this
Well,
for us?
I know that's what they said. They only
Huh?
take on clients with like a certain success rate, and they look for like this, that, and that.
That's ridiculous.
I know. I'm like,
Gotta have 3 million plays.
I'm like, you were looking for successful people.
Mm-hmm.
And when I asked the music manager at the studio, at Dreamhouse Studio, the guy who owns it used to manage music, and I was like, what's your advice? Like, how do we do it? Will you manage us? And he's like, no. no, he was like, my advice is,
shoot your
he's like,
shot.
music managers only they only know how to pick successful people. There's no discovery anymore. So it's like, get successful, get
Yeah.
TikTok, get
That's-
Instagram, get your YouTube covers going.
Yep.
So I guess we just help each other.
Yeah.
Throw on some shows when things pop up.
Totally. I can't wait. For
I try to just like fire you guys up whenever you're doing a thing.
You too.
Only when it's authentic, you know.
Yeah.
When I'm vibing and I'm singing along, I'm like, throw it out there.
Yes.
Have you guys on the pod.
Yeah.
Let's tell them what's out now and what's coming,
Yeah.
and your tote bags and like the song and
Yeah.
all this shit.
Yeah. We got our latest single is called Summer of Love. You can stream it wherever you listen to music. We also have a lyric video on YouTube. We had a great time shooting that video down at the beach. It is funny and silly and great. I love it. We also have tote bags for sale with some beautiful art on it, painted by Willow Downey.
Willow Downey?
Yeah, Willow Downey.
Do I know her? Or is that just like Gord Downey's relation?
It's his daughter.
Okay.
We went to high school together, and she's a beautiful painter and visual artist.
Okay.
She does work for other musicians too.
No, I
Hit her
know.
up.
It's just like, again, terrible with like names.
You probably met her.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is maybe, and now maybe I've just embarrassed myself.
No.
But maybe also not, and I've just heard about who she is.
Yeah.
Okay, tote bags. Where do you
Tote bags?
is it on your
DM us,
website?
email us for the totes. Follow us on IG, Robinson Kirby Music, Twitter, same. Stream our music. Do it. Listen.
So
share it.
What song should I put at the end?
Summer of Love.
You think so?
Yeah, it's the Summer of Love, baby.
And then what's gonna happen from now on is, because I've been asking to have you guys on for a while.
Yeah.
Because you're in music, and I was kind of hoping you could help me figure out what the fuck this next podcast chapter is about.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how it was gonna go. It was very much the same as my old podcast, I'm gonna be honest. But maybe it's just a different vibe. You know, we're talking about how to, like, the next level, how to finish it, how to get famous.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to put your music at the end of podcasts for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I put music at the end, clips of songs I like, but because I knew you guys are probably going to come on, I've been not. And now that you're on, put Summer Days at the end of this one. But going forward, I'm just going to slide the other songs I like in at the end, the little clips.
Please do.
And then for
Let us know. We'll share them all.
For everyone listening, a final message, anything?
Peace and love, y'all.
Yeah, peace and love.
Can't wait to see you live. Hopefully we'll be playing shows together soon.
We'll put one on.
It's going to be great. I can't wait to see you all.
We're going to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
We're going to get ourselves famous.
Yeah.
We're going to throw in our own shows. We're going to pay for our own advertising.
We're already famous.
We're famous in here.
Yeah. That's all we need.
For everyone listening.
And also, fame is a prison.
It's a construct.
So when you get there anyway, you're not going to like it anyways.
I love ending on that note.
The realist here.
Everyone out there, fame is a prison. Enjoy your jobs. We're suffering all the same. Thanks so much to you two for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
That was a lot of fun. Haven't done it in a while.
Yeah.
And I don't have an ending for this anymore. So peace and love. Rock on. Let's get rich. Let's get famous.
Nice.
Yes.
Only a few years back, you were just a kid who thought that in every book you read there was so much left unsaid. Now you're standing in line at the post office waiting, 20-something and stuck in a rut. I know you feel like you're coming undone, but what are you waiting for? It's the summer of love. We can talk about it later, debate all the ways we went wrong. 'Cause right now I feel it in my blood. It's the summer of love. Ooh, it's the summer of love. All of the faces, they haunt you at night. Everyone that you've ever seen, when you disappear in a dream, just put one foot on the pavement and we'll go dancing round and around and under the bleeding sky. You might like it if you give it a try. What are you waiting for? It's the summer of love. We can talk about it later, debate all the ways we went wrong. 'Cause right now I feel it in my blood. It's the summer of love. Ooh.
when it rains it pours. So if the sun is out, I'll have the car and drive at your door. What are we waiting for? What are you waiting for? It's the summer of love. We can talk about it later.